We need a man in the chair.
Really close to it.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so like I'm not.
Like we're in here, like, hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Bromios.
I'm probably not gonna get that close, but
Well, that's to get the really high quality audio. Like mine sounds really good when I'm like right here, but it sounds like not that good when I'm over here.
So is this like an ASMR deal?
You could do ASMR. I don't think that's what our podcast is about, but if you want to turn it into an ASMR podcast.
We're going to be like...
Hey, what's going on, Bromios? Yeah. Welcome back to another ASMR with your boy, Marcel, and joined by...
Oh, this is Darius. We're live and in effect at Casa de Warren, about to philosophize all over your toga robes.
I don't like that at all.
What? Why, man? Come on, that was Roman's
philosophy over your togas.
Yeah, all over them. Yeah, man, it's gonna be clean up aisle toga robe when we're done dropping these philosophy bombs from
clean up aisle toga robe.
Yeah, man.
I wonder if that's ever been said by anyone in the history of ever before until now.
I'm in rare form this morning, so.
Well, I think that's perfect. That's what we're looking for here on the RomeBros Podcast.
Yeah, philosophy all the time. Some days of the week.
All the time?
Well, some days of the week. Yeah. So, we're supposed to be making a call to the afterlife. Is the theme of this morning?
Well, yeah. I mean, we're just gonna give. I think we're gonna try to get Sacagawea on the line. Obviously, she doesn't have a phone, but was able to get a hold of Lewis, of the Lewis and Clark expedition, who obviously, worked very closely with Sacagawea, and
notes here
might be able to get Sacagawea on the line if she's available.
Because, most of the questions I prepared today were for Grace O'Malley, so...
Sorry about that. Yeah, she bailed at the last minute. Yeah, we were going to try to get Grace O'Malley on the line, and she bailed. She hasn't responded to any of my texts.
So, yeah, we're going to...
So...
Yeah.
maybe she will make a random appearance magically. Who knows? I'll text her again. Maybe she'll reply to this last one, but we'll never know.
Yeah, let's see what's going on, man. I had a lot of pirate-related ship questions for today. So
pirate. I was going to ask about buried treasure.
Oh, okay.
Like,
well, yeah.
Did you ever bury the treasure? Because that seems like a thing. Like, why would you do that? I guess like to keep it away from the other pirates. But it's like it was so easy to get it lost.
Well, okay. So pirates were basically criminals. So if you think about, like, the treasure itself, it probably wasn't safe to spend in a lot of areas, so maybe they were just waiting for the heat to die down.
So it was, like, old school laundering is what you're telling me.
Yeah, like, it's like you can't, like, there was no, laundromat that you could open, in ancient, like, I don't know, Spain? Well, I don't know where the pirates
should have been.
out.
I mean, that's their problem. That's why they stunk so bad, and they always had, like, scurvy on the ships, man.
Well, I mean, and that was going to be one of my questions, like, as a lady, like, how she found it, or how she was able, rather, to, just keep up, like, with her hygiene and, like, all of that, like, on the open.
That's what I was thinking, like, would you even do anything with anyone? Like, any men on the ship? Or would you just be, like, disgusting? I feel like it would just be disgusting in the bedroom, right?
Yeah, and then you would have to think about, like, mutiny and stuff like that, too, because, like, there can't be just one guy on a ship full of guys, and, like, they're just gonna watch this one guy,
I mean, some people are into watching.
Well, I didn't mean, like, literally watch. I just meant, like, just take in the fact that he's the only lucky guy amongst all of them, probably end up getting thrown overboard.
You just do, like, multiple guys, So anyone that finds out, you just be like, hey.
Yeah, but, I mean, if she's, like, a respectable lady, and she's, especially, like, trying to,
she's
like,
a pirate.
Be in charge, though, like,
She's a pirate? I don't know if pirates got much respect.
Well, they would have to have respect from their subordinates, no? Otherwise, like, how do you...
Did they?
How do you run a pirate ship?
I feel like if you're a bunch of pirates, it's just all... every man for themselves, really, at the end of the day.
No,
like, they're all working together.
There's a captain of the ship, though.
Yeah, but it's like, if the captain was being hung, and about to be killed by another pirate ship, like, all the boys are like, yeah, no, screw that, we're getting a new captain, we're just gonna leave.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I've never been like that. Like, that was gonna be a lot of my questioning as well, like, as far as, like, the hierarchy of piracy, like, how they decide, like, who's third chair pirate guy on the ship?
Third chair pirate guy.
You know what I mean? Like, who's vice captain pirate man?
I think there just wasn't that
on
much
the ship.
thinking into going into the ship.
You gotta have structure though, man. Especially amongst like a
3
den
layers
of,
deep?
of thieves. Like, well, cause like okay, say the pirates like counting the treasure, and it's chow time. Like, who decides, who eats first or what is even on the menu? You know what I mean? I'm sure the captain's not making all of these decisions.
I think they're pirates. I think it's just whatever you can get your hands on. Are they like all super malnourished and like dying of not enough oranges?
I imagine that there probably was a few vitamin C deficiencies on
Vitamin
on a pirate
C.
ship. Yeah. Oh,
he
snap.
did. He
We
made
need
the
a
vitamin
soundboard.
C joke.
We need a soundboard for the
Editor, put the.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Yeah. We'll have the editor do that.
Do that in post.
No, we're not doing that. That's the editor.
Oh, okay.
Did you like my green screen?
Yeah, this is because the land of the rising sun. I mean, come on, man. Like, I know it's like the colors are
What's
a little
that?
off. Oh, Japan. Cause
Shoot!
Yeah.
Are we part of the Nazi army now?
Well, I mean, Hitler's been gone for a while.
But wasn't Japan with Hitler? Wasn't it like Japan, Germany, and like Italy or something?
Man, I got my best sleep in history class. Don't ask me questions.
Okay, I don't know either.
Some
because Japan bombed us, right? So it had to have been. They had to have been bad guys.
Oh yeah, snap! Oh, Pearl Harbor. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know why you had to bring that up because now everyone's going to think that we're. Just to be clear, we do not support the Nazi Party in any way.
Oh, well, I thought that was a given.
You got to clarify on the internet because some people will be watching this and they're like, "Dang, dude, they got the Japanese flag." But again, now the Japanese flag. This is just a shower curtain that I bought at Target for $20. Okay, not a Japanese flag. No Nazis. This is a no Nazi zone.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I almost put my foot in my mouth, but
I can do that.
No, that's okay,
No?
man. Yeah.
All right. Well,
maybe.
if you want to see me put my foot in my mouth, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And maybe next episode I will.
Smash the shit out of that like button. Like, pretend the like button is something to smash, and then do that.
Don't smash it in that way. If that's what you were thinking, don't do that. Do like a physical, like with your fist kind of. It sounds even worse. Don't
with consent. There you
go.
Yeah.
How do you get consent from the like button?
The age of consent.
How does the like button give consent?
I mean, if it's not saying no, right? That's.
Pretty sure if you ask most people, they'll tell you that silence doesn't mean consent. I think that's there's a whole thing about that.
Yeah, yeah.
So you're gonna need another way.
Yeah, that's kind of how Bill Cosby got in trouble. I think.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
I never kept up with that.
Yeah.
Did he get let out? I thought he got let out.
On a technicality, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't know, man. It's hard telling.
The world may never know.
Yeah.
I thought I just saw like a thing when I was mindlessly scrolling that said Bill Cosby is
that sounds familiar
out or something.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
How long was he locked up? Like just a couple of years? It doesn't seem like it was that long.
Yeah, it wasn't very long, considering the
what
amount,
he did.
Yeah, well, and the amount of victims.
Like yeah, well, it was a lot of people.
Yeah,
came forward,
it was in the double digits.
Was
man.
it?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So, you would think that eventually, after maybe victim number 6 or 7, they'd be like, okay, you got to go away for quite a while here, man. Seems like.
But he didn't have much time left, right? I mean, he was already his career was done already.
Well, yeah, and he's got the cloudy eye going on.
Yeah, he's
he's on his way out.
Yeah, I mean, is it ethical to keep? Here's philosophy for you: is it ethical to keep old people whose brains aren't working properly in prison?
Dude, as a wrestling fan, that's actually heavily debated, believe it or not.
Why in wrestling?
Okay, I'll break it down, because there was this guy back in the day, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. I don't know if you've ever seen any wrestling clips of this guy in his underwear with a leopard skin headband, and he's jumping off the top of the cage.
I don't think I've seen any.
Well, it's
clips.
Heavily speculated, and this is allegedly, we will say allegedly for legal reasons, that he murdered his wife, and they let him off. Allegedly, this is all, but his defense in court was that he wasn't mentally sound anymore to atone for the crime, so they shouldn't put him. I think they still put him in prison though, but that was a very heavily debated. Should you go to prison if you don't even really remember what the atrocities that you did? But
well, I'm saying you know when you're being tried for the crime. You know of the atrocities. You know what you did was bad. You're a bad person. But then while you're in prison, let's say you're like in prison for life, right? And then you get to the age of 90 and you get like Alzheimer's or something. So like you did something bad. You knew it was bad. You're paying for your crimes, but now you're in prison and like you're just brain dead,
taking up space.
But yeah,
resources.
Do you have to kill him there? Or do you just let him sit?
I mean, I think it should be up to the family of the victims ultimately. Like
Not up to the victim themselves. They don't get a choice.
Well, I mean, if it's like in the case of Jimmy Snuka, the victim's dead. So like
the victim. In this case, the victim's the person in prison. Was what I meant.
Oh, I thought you meant like the person they did the crime on, man.
Yes. Usually, yeah, they probably shouldn't have, because obviously they're going to be super biased and want far worse things to happen to that person. And usually they'll probably honestly end up being dead, right?
So just a non-passive, or someone that has no skin in the game. I don't know the phrase that I'm searching for there. I apologize.
Brain dead.
Well, no, as in who decides if the brain dead person?
Oh, unbiased.
Yeah, unbiased.
Impartial.
Impartial. That was
what he was looking for right there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because like family members are going to be like, but then like, how do you decide who's impartial?
Yeah, because if you were partial, you wouldn't be honest about it if it was the chance to exact justice.
Well, yeah, of course you would. It's called integrity. Come on.
Well, like, how bad do you want justice, though, man? Like, if you, really want...
You got your job or justice? Which one do you want? Financial security for the rest of your life? Or getting back at one guy?
I thought we were talking about a court case. And then, somebody, saying...
Well, his job is going to be the impartial dude. That's going to be, his job. Kind of like a judge,
So then his supervisor gets to pick who... Or if the old guy stays in jail? Like, oh, well, I mean, I guess he was never late. So... Let him out. Let him enjoy those prunes in his golden years.
Perhaps.
I don't know, though. But, for an old guy that was also a criminal, being in prison might be the best place for you. Because, your family members aren't going to come around and change your diapers now, after you're a murderer, And then...
I mean, you'd be surprised.
I don't know, man.
If your grandpa murdered someone... Would you change his diapers? Question in the comments. Answer that. If your grandpa killed a man, would you change his diapers?
Would you?
No.
Yeah,
I wouldn't change my own diapers. So.
That'd be well, I mean, if you're wearing diapers, I don't think you're in a position to change yourself.
Sure, you can. There's adult diapers. You just go into the bathroom, take them off. Put on new ones.
Also in the comments, if you anybody in the comments that are wearing adult diapers, do you change them or do you have someone help you?
We need to know. This is very important information. Pressing matters.
Yeah, we're asking the hard-hidden questions here on RomeBros.
This is the philosophy you come here for. Adult diaper changing.
But I don't know, man. My grandpa was a pretty nice guy. I think that if I was the only person to do it, I would definitely try to find someone else to do it first. But
now, would you pay him to do it, or would they have to be another family member?
I don't think somebody is doing pro bono diaper changes, unless it is a family member. But I don't know, man. If it fell on me, there would probably be nobody else in line to change the diapers, because I'm pretty far down on the responsibility totem pole there,
What if he killed all the people above you on the responsibility totem?
And
those are the people he killed.
Well, no, then yeah, dude. No, because that means you killed people I love.
So you wouldn't, change his diaper.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. If you're a vicious. Now, if he was in prison for being some kind of white collar crime until he was 90, and then he came home and he's incompetent, then yeah, you just cracked a few credit cards or something like that. I wouldn't.
Oh my gosh, credit card cracking.
I wouldn't.
A fate worse than murder.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't hold that against him, and then I would change the.
See, I would I think I would be more against someone if they cracked credit cards, just if they murdered someone.
People.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, granted, both are life-ruining scenarios.
Because if you crack a credit card, the credit card company literally has to send you another one. That costs 4 cents, bro.
Okay.
I mean,
you meant if you ruin someone financially, that's almost worse than being murdered. But financial ruin you can kind of bounce back from.
I feel like most people are just already in financial ruin.
I mean, well, I guess that depends on how you define that, though. Some people that like we might consider to be in
if you have to
ruin,
wait for your paycheck to go to the store and buy something, say you're probably in financial ruin.
But like, would someone that is living paycheck to paycheck consider that financial ruin?
No,
or they just consider that.
No, they absolutely would not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, it's a moving scale, like, and which that is an amazing relief to not have to live paycheck to paycheck, I would say, but like, I definitely know people that do.
I mean, it's just like one of those things where like everyone, like in your own situation, you just think that you're doing just fine, right?
Yeah.
You never look at approach your own situation as like being, ruinous or horrible or anything. Typically, I mean, some people obviously do. They got the negative outlook. But, if you're just living paycheck and you're doing just fine, you're not going to be like, oh, I'm in financial ruin. Because you're able to buy everything you need and
I would
pay all your
consider
bills.
financial ruin like if, like, debt collectors are calling you. And,
that's pretty bad.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, if you're being garnished, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I would consider, like, ruin.
That would... I mean, that's like life ruining. That's not even financial ruin. That's just life ruining.
Like, you coming home to, like, notices on the door and shit. Like, that's when I would be like, okay.
Yeah.
It's,
that's gonna be tough, man. It's not easy being there.
Consolidate those wages somehow or something. I don't know.
Just, win the lottery at that point. That's what you gotta do. Just do not play the lottery because it costs money, but just win it somehow. Like, just find the winning lottery ticket just on the ground. You don't have to pay for it. That's the secret.
Or they could hang out at, like, one of these gambling boats, because I don't know if you've ever talked to some of the people at work where they call and they're like, I cashed in this lottery ticket for my friend, but because I owe taxes, they kept it, and now my friend doesn't get their lottery winnings. You never talked to these people?
I've never talked, just so everyone watching is clear, we work at the Department of Revenue.
Oh, yeah, we're tax collectors.
We're not...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're kind of we do collect tax, but we don't go after people. We only collect people who are willing to pay.
Yeah, all of our we fish with grenades, if you will. Like, we're not catching like the big fish. We're not
What?
Yeah, man. Like, we're just dropping a grenade in the water and basically.
We do not drop. No.
What do you call 5,000 non-filer notices going out at a time?
Okay, I guess maybe that's...
and then
but we don't send out those notices.
They just float right to the top. Yeah, I got this notice, and it says I didn't file, so what am I supposed... Okay, we're getting off topic. But, where were we at? Financial ruin.
And then we went to... You were talking about the people who cashed the lottery tickets.
Oh,
I haven't gotten any of those
You've
calls.
Never had to... Yeah, so, like, basically... If you owe taxes and then you, like, win funds from the government, they won't give them to you. But, like...
Very standard.
Yeah, so a lot of people that don't pay their taxes will play the lottery and win, and then they don't win anymore because they owe taxes, so...
I've had one person that did have their lottery winnings taken, but I haven't had someone get their winnings taken that were supposed to be for a friend. It's like, is the lottery ticket in their friend's name?
That's them lying. And trying to get the refund back. It's like, hey, I was just cashing this in for a friend. This isn't mine, really.
Now the truth comes out. Okay,
give it back
I didn't realize they were
so
lying.
I can give my friend their winnings.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, my call that I had there, they weren't trying to get the lottery winnings back. They just wanted to see if it finally paid off their debt so they could win more, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, man. Like, okay, so
they weren't trying to get it back,
If I go back to the slot machine, are y'all still going to take it?
Yeah, that was what I wanted to know.
Pay your taxes is the moral of that story.
Yes, always pay your taxes. And do your taxes right, because if you get audited, you do only have to pay penalties and interest. It really pays to do it right the first time. Don't cheat on your taxes. Don't be lazy with it. Do it right the first time and get it done.
If you have relatives in jail, don't try to get their tax returns. They'll get those back too. Like, don't
haven't had those calls personally.
Man.
I can't relate to that one.
Those are dark days in the call center.
But speaking of the lottery thing, I think the saddest thing that I've ever seen with my own eyes was when I walked in to the Phillips 66 down the road. It was after I helped our coworker, I'm not gonna say him by name, helped him move, and I wanted to get some like Powerade to, I was lifting stuff and moving stuff. I was kind of dehydrated, yeah. So I went to grab some Powerade, and I was walking out. They just had like slot machines in the Phillips 86, which I've never seen before. I knew it was a thing, but I've never seen it before. And there were just people there. And I'm like, how low does your life have to sink? That on like a Friday afternoon, you're sitting in a Phillips 66, not even a real casino, a gas station, playing the slots. I'm like, bro, you need to... Whew.
That's a sad way to earn a living. It's even more sad, like, because we lived right down the street from a gas station in the old apartment, and we would go, get a soda for the day, and then, like, on the way home, maybe get a pack of cigarettes or something, and you see the same person.
Oh, no.
That was in there in the morning.
No.
Like, damn, this is an 8-hour job for you. Like, you're in here. Like,
no.
Yeah, that is a sad sight to see.
Yeah, that is, not easy. And it's like, how do you even, like, help them, man? Because it's just like, it's just a full-on addiction at that point. You're just
Well, and that's
screwed.
what you got to think, like, you're feeding some kind of addiction if if that's what you're doing to get money, you need money right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no, that's somebody that's not playing the long game by any means, Like, they're just in there to get a few bucks and, get their fix for the day and do it all.
Do they just, like, leave out? Because, like, I feel like after you win, you're like, I gotta win more. Like, if you just won, like, $10, are you really leaving?
I mean, it depends on how bad you're itching, I guess, or what your addiction is, like. But then, too, like, if mainly most of them are alcoholics, they sell shots in the gas station. You win $10, you get a couple shots, you go sit back down. That's just what I would assume. If that's your vice.
I don't know, man. I can't find the enjoyment in that because I mean, like, obviously you're gonna lose in the grand scheme of things, right? You might win in the short term, but in the long term, the casino always comes out on top. Otherwise, they wouldn't exist.
Absolutely.
So it's like, to me, if you just play any sort of gambling at all, even if it's like blackjack, you actually technically can win if you're really, really good. But, any sort of gambling at all, it's like you're just gonna lose. So why would you ever do it?
I think the enjoyment with it is mainly for like the actual like games itself, and there is a bit of a
the games.
What do they call it? A dopamine.
You just pull a lever and then you just look at a thing spin.
Well,
like if you're gonna play games, you can buy like a $3 Steam game that'll have like 4 hours of value. That's gonna be way better than the slots. You're gonna spend like $20 on the slots.
There's no
and there's no interaction.
Out of a computer game though, like that's.
You don't get. You're not gonna. The point is, you're not gonna get money out of the casino either. Realistically,
yeah, no, you're not.
Right. So if you're just gonna accept the fact that you're not gonna make money, you can either spend $20 watching things go like this, or you can spend $3 on an interactive experience that actually uses your brain. I can never see it. I went to the casino one time on my 21st birthday. So my boss was like, "You got to go to a casino and you got to try alcohol." So I had one drink, didn't notice it at all. So I don't think I was drunk. I don't know though. We'll never know.
One drink really. That's not. You might have got a buzz on, but yeah, definitely.
I didn't feel any different. It was disgusting. I didn't like the taste, and I felt no different at all.
Well,
I did drink it like one drink over the course of an hour, which could have been probably part of the problem.
What was it?
It was
Was it a beer?
It was what was it called? A tequila sunrise.
Okay, so tequila is pretty potent though. Like I mean, but
I don't think there was
an
much
hour,
in there.
and you were sipping it over an hour. So it was a mixed drink. It wasn't just like straight up tequila.
No, well, I mean, there was like orange juice in it. I think that's what it is.
Okay. So yeah, you might have been like a shot of tequila over an hour sipping it. So yeah, that's probably why I didn't feel anything.
Yeah, I didn't feel anything at all.
Yeah.
And then I went up to like the first slot machine, and like I put $5 into it, and just like lost it like immediately after like 2 spins, and I was just like, how do people do this, man? Like,
oh man, I
just lost everything.
I would imagine you'd have to be pretty rich to enjoy, like, really get the full like casino experience, like at the craps table and everybody.
Well, like if you're rich, you don't need money, and then where's the thrill of like winning the slots?
Well,
you don't need the
you
money.
Wouldn't see a rich person on a slot machine. You'd see them with like 2 hookers at a craps table. And then, you let the hookers blow on the dice, and you throw the dice, and everybody's like, yay, fucking, like, that's the... I mean, that's the only thing I would see the appeal in gambling then.
But then is the appeal just the hookers? What do you need the gambling for? Is there more appeal than just the hookers? Like, if I just throw the dice, there's no one blowing on it, and then people go, yeah, is that still the same as having 2 hookers there to blow on it?
That'd still be pretty exhilarating, I think. Like, applause, man, I don't know. There's something about, like, you get a strong round of applause, dude, you feel like you can do anything, man.
That is true. That is true. That does feel pretty good.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, Big D, I got a secret for you. A very special surprise that the viewers also don't know. It's somewhere in this room. There's a little hint. Maybe you can look around. I don't think the viewers can see it.
Okay.
They cannot. Why don't you take a look around, see if maybe you can take a guess as to what it might be.
What the surprise is. Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to have to put, like, some Jeopardy music in here in post.
Editor, you know what to do, Jeopardy. Maybe I shouldn't sing.
Yeah, a little, or like a little hourglass in the corner or something like that.
Hourglass?
I don't know. Is it the Scooters?
We could do both.
Scooters Coffee?
We could have the Windows loading circle, a little blue circle.
Oh, okay, yeah, a little buffering action.
Yeah.
Going on there. Okay.
You could have, like, the audio cut out a little bit, too, make it seem like it's actually buffering.
Yeah.
That's probably not. That actually sounds like that.
Well, yeah, because it made people
Don't do that, editor. Do it for a little bit for the bit, and then stop.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, okay, if I look past Baby Yoda, am I hot or cold?
Very cold.
Okay.
Freezing behind the camera.
Okay. All right. So somewhere in. Okay. Like what are those gummy bears? You got in there?
Those are gummy bears. That is not the surprise. If you want them, they're extremely stale and like 3 or 4 years old. Oh. No, not 4. They're probably. I would have bought
so many just orange gummy bears.
Well, you buy the 3-pound bag and then you separate the colors.
Oh, so okay, those are just what's left.
Yeah, so there's the red one, the orange one, the yellow one, and the other red one. Because it turns out, don't know if you know this, Haribo gummy bears put twice as many reds as any other color.
That's the best.
The more you know. That's fine if it's your favorite. My favorite color is personally green. I like the green ones and the white ones, the pineapple.
All right, that's a very.
I would put red at number 3, behind those two. But yeah, just in case you didn't know that, the more you know. Here's our segment.
Gummy bears.
Today you learned.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day. Editor, put the learn something new every day text that I sent you.
The NBC with the rainbow.
No, not that one. We got our own.
Oh, okay.
Because that's always like copy. It's probably not copyright. It's probably fine nowadays. But yes, Haribo puts double the red of any other color. That's why I have 2 red bags, and that's also why the green and white bags are gone because they're my favorite and I get them.
I was like, your least favorite color is red?
No, not least favorite. Not least favorite. I think orange. Probably least favorite. I think they're all good. Like I'm not gonna sit here and be like. I mean, I obviously didn't eat these, but that was only because this was after I had 3 pounds of gummy bears every month for a year. So I was kind of sick and tired of gummy bears, and then they got stale.
That's gotta be rough.
Let me bring them on camera. Oh, probably yeah.
Yeah, that's gotta. Well, I mean, like physically, I mean,
gummy bear bag.
After day 2 or 3, my teeth would be pretty sore.
Oh. No, they don't. It's not that bad. They're pretty soft.
Yeah.
I mean, I would even let them stale out a little bit because I liked them a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Because I'm weird like that.
You like a bit of a
firm, yeah, a bit of a firmness.
Gummy bear?
Not too much.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit. If they're too chewy, it's just I don't know.
If I'm being honest, I would probably. I know. There's no probably. I was well into my 20s before I could even tell you which gummy bear tasted like what. I had never eaten just one gummy bear at a time, man. I usually take my gummy bears by the fistful.
Wow,
you know?
That's crazy. I mean, I would usually obviously eat a couple. Yeah, I guess.
I'm quite the glutton when it comes to you get the little bags of Gushers. That's one serving. Is the bag. Yeah.
Just chug it all at once.
Yeah, dude.
Okay. I do 2 at a time.
An animal when it comes to fruits.
I mean, they are good. I don't. But you've got to savor them. Gotta let it last.
Yeah. That's something I learned a little bit later in life.
All the fruit snacks you wasted.
Yeah, man. You talk about fruit by the foot, dude. You just unpeel the whole damn thing, and then
I would do that too with fruit by the foot.
Yeah,
yes.
a little tobacco.
I think. Okay, we do not endorse tobacco or cigarettes at all.
Not at all. Yeah, no.
Don't do that, kids. Kids, if you're watching, it's very bad.
Save your money.
Don't do vapes either. They're probably also very bad, although they just haven't been out long enough for us to know. So don't risk it.
Yeah.
Is
popcorn lung still a thing they were talking about with the vapes? You get popcorn lung?
I haven't looked into it much. I mean, at the end of the day, you're just inhaling something into your lungs that isn't air. So don't do that. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's not good to inhale things that isn't what your lungs were made to inhale. Who would have thought? Crazy.
Yeah, that's a pretty foreign concept. Especially if you're not wanting to be sober anymore, you know. Then you kind of, maybe that's a topic for another day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, back to the surprise. What do we got any more guesses?
We kind of got off.
Forgot all about it.
Yeah.
What could it be?
There's not like a live cobra in here, is there?
No, there is not a live cobra. Okay. I think you might have heard it if it was a live cobra.
I'm saying, like, if it's in a box or something. Like,
I think you still would heard it would like bump the box.
Live cobra. You know? I don't know. Is it Lego related?
It is not Lego related.
All right, that narrows it down.
It does. There's not much in my room that isn't Legos.
Is it this backpack?
No, but you're very close.
Okay, so in the suitcase then, yeah?
No.
Is there this poster? Is that the surprise?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know, man. I'm going to have to tap out here.
Okay, well, why don't you grab that tissue paper sitting right there?
Oh, this?
Yes. Now, if you're very observant, might you bring it on the camera here? Let the viewers see that. Might you know where this tissue paper comes from?
It looks like it's assembled in the USA. Factory certified.
Where have you seen that tissue paper before? That's right. It was me the whole time, Big D. Jennifer never bought you the microphone equipment.
Oh, yeah,
it was me.
We
got him!
I kind of assumed, since she's married, and I haven't been attacked by anyone. So I kind of assumed that, she may have had a benefactor in the purchases because, if the roles were reversed and, my wife spent, a couple $1,000s on a guy that she just worked with, I would probably show up to her job and attack said guy. So, when I came to work, the next few days and didn't get attacked, I kind of figured, okay, well, maybe Jennifer didn't.
Okay, I can't believe you ruined my secret, because this was going to be the big reveal on the podcast.
You still revealed, but dude.
You were supposed to freak out. What? No way!
Yeah, man, I kind of assumed, And then too, she's been with us maybe half a year now at most. So we're cool, but I didn't think we were spend a few $1,000s on one another. Cool.
Okay, well,
I didn't.
Let me tell the story here for Big D and the viewers at home. So Big D messages me. Big D's my nickname for Darius, in case you didn't know. He messages me. He's like, "Yo, we should start a podcast." And I'm like, "Nah, it doesn't really sound like that good of an idea. Where are we gonna get all the equipment? Where are we gonna do it? And it's gonna be pretty hard." And Big D's just like, "Dude, we have to do it. We talk all the time at work. It'd be so fun. People would love to watch it." And I'm just like, "All right, Big D. I think maybe we should start the podcast, but we gotta get some equipment first." So I talked to our other coworker Jennifer, who will be on the show at some point. We're going to see her. And I'm like, "Hey, can you buy me and Big D some podcast equipment? Because Big D really wants to start this podcast." And she's like, "No, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? I'm not going to buy you podcast equipment." And I'm like, "Please, it would make Big D really happy." And she's like, "All right, fine, I'll do it." And I'm like, "Fantastic." So I tell Big D, I message him. I'm like, "Yo, dude, we got Jennifer, and she's going to buy us the couch, the camera, the mics. It's going to be fantastic." Right? And Big D doesn't believe me. I don't know why. Have I ever lied before in my life? Right? So naturally, I call Big D because he works from home. So I call him, and I put him on with Jennifer, and I'm like, "Hey, Jennifer, tell Big D that you're going to get our podcast equipment, and it's going to be fantastic." And so Jennifer naturally tells Big D that she's going to do it and all that stuff. And Big D still skeptical. I don't... Look at this guy, okay? Out here being wild with it, okay? So... next time Darius is in office, Jennifer brings him a beautifully wrapped, might I add, with this fantastic tissue paper here.
It was a very nice presentation. It was gorgeous.
Brought to him, and there you go. The podcast with Miller wasn't the couch. Unfortunately, that's why I don't know if you noticed, but we are couchless in Seattle, as they say. I think so. No couch. I thought she was going to bring that. But I guess it was a little bit too big to fit in her car. And then I was pretty excited about that because I'm going to start the podcast. And then I went over to Big D's desk and I appraised the podcast equipment at 10 times the value. So Big D thought it was $2,000. In reality, $200.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Yeah, and it was also me that actually bought it. I bought it, wrapped it, and just had Jennifer deliver it, if that wasn't obvious.
You know, she said you threatened her.
With what? What did I threaten her with?
Well, not threatened her, but no, I apologize, I misspoke. She said you flipped her the bird a couple times.
I did, yes. So I told her, when I gave her the package to give to Big D, I said, you cannot tell anyone that this is from me. This is from you to Big D, because it was funny, right? Like the whole time, right? Big D was like not ever thinking that in any world Jennifer was going to get him podcast equipment, and that it was going to happen, and it was going to be funny, and it was going to be great. So I told her, under no circumstances can you reveal the secret. And then she revealed the secret to our manager. I'm like, what are you doing? So I flipped her off, because I'm like, frick you, man. Like, it took her like less than like 10 seconds. Like, she came back from delivering the gift. She told our supervisor, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, Big D's right there. He can hear you.
Oh, man. She did play along, though. She was a good sport about it for the most part.
Yeah, I was really hoping for like a really big reaction. And then I was thinking that it would be even funnier if the whole thing was just a bit to get your reaction to that, and then I returned all the podcast equipment, and we never actually started the podcast.
Like, this was the whole...
That was the whole thing.
I mean, honestly, like, long-term, because I'm thinking about, like, all the research and stuff we're going to have to do if we actually do start interviewing people. Like, I mean, hey, dude.
I mean, all the research you're going to have to do, because we both know I ain't doing shit.
Oh, man. All right. Well, hey, head researcher. That's cool.
Yes, well, you can have that title. Head researcher, and I will be head podcaster.
Okay. All right. So, yeah.
I don't think
it'll be
it's a
like
thing.
yeah, you're the personality, though. Like, you're...
Personality.
Yeah, I'll ask the hard-hitting questions to,
What about the soft-hitting questions? You got to get them real close. You got to be like, hey,
I feel like...
what's the soft-hitting questions like?
I feel like a lot of interviews already do that, you know, so they'll come to RomeBros when they want to know, like, you know, the dirt, you know, like, of like...
The dirt.
What do you do...
The Oklahoma
to
dirt?
get rid of a UTI in, you know, the old colonial days, you know?
I think you're just going to suck it up, don't you?
Probably,
Oh, okay.
I would imagine, yeah.
There's only one way to find out.
Yeah.
And that's to call. Speaking of calling, let me see if I can get our first guest on the line.
Okay, now here's where things get interesting, because I'm very excited to see how this is gonna go. You know, I'm curious to see who picks up. Is where my interest lies. Just, you know, I don't know if there's gonna be like some kind of answering service or what.
It's gonna be. We're gonna call. Well, first I'm gonna text real quick to make sure they're ready. But Meriwether Lewis of the Lewis and Clark Expedition, and we are going to see if Sacagawea is around to get on the line. Now, again, I could not get a hold of Sacagawea directly because she does not have a phone. Everyone knows that. But again, Lewis, obviously very close with her, and we're hoping that it'll work. Let me...
Now, where were they from? Like, you know, we hear about where they went, but, like, where are those guys from? Yeah? Okay, I guess
I mean, Sacagawea was from America, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lewis and Clark, though, you know, where'd they come from?
I think they were also from America. They were from the East. I want to say.
Like Pennsylvania or something?
Yeah, something like that. Or like New Hampshire, Massachusetts. You know, one of the, like, the OG, was the OG like 13 or something? 13 colonies?
Sounds about right.
Something like that, because they just, like, did an expedition west. Did they make the Oregon Trail? Did they pave the Oregon Trail? I want to say they did. Maybe.
The only thing
part
I know
of it?
about the Oregon Trail was it was an old, like, Windows PC game.
That was a fantastic game.
If you were lucky enough in school, you got to play.
Yeah,
it
that was a
minutes
good
in the
game,
library,
bro.
man. You guys had Oregon Trail? Right on.
All right, it looks like Lewis is ready. Let's give them a call here.
Now, okay, this is Lewis of Lewis and Clark, right?
Oh, maybe not ready? Yes, this is Lewis of Lewis and Clark. Oh, I'm not on. They're not on speaker. Are they answering? Okay, I'm ringing.
Now, are we gonna do this in post to where like the viewers will be able to hear
I'm gonna put on speaker.
the response? Okay.
Okay, hold on. All right, we got. This is Lewis. Can you say hi, Lewis?
Yeah, here she is.
Oh, okay. Well, he's just already putting Sacagawea on the line. Hopefully, you guys can hear.
Hello.
Hello there, Sacagawea. This is Marcel and Darius of RomeBros. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Thanks
That
for
is-
joining us. We're really excited to have you on the show. You're our first guest.
Oh my gosh, what the heck is that? Are you being attacked? Sacagawea?
I think we
I
lost
think
her.
she just
Yeah,
died.
I think we lost her
Um,
already.
Okay. Well,
That was an exciting first interview, though.
that was not a very exciting first interview.
Well, I was
Sacagawea has died
excited.
for the second time.
I was excited. I didn't think anyone was going to pick up. So, like,
You
that
didn't think,
was-
when I called Meriwether Lewis of the Lewis and Clark Expedition, you thought he wasn't going to answer?
that was a nice touch, though, entering them in your phone book.
What do you mean entry to my phone book?
You said as the contact name, you saved.
Yeah, I didn't want to lose him.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
All right, hold on. Apparently, she did
they-
not die.
Oh, are they calling back?
Let me call back. I've been told to call them back.
Okay.
They are not dead. We're ringing in
Sacagawea.
right now. Hello? Are you back? Did you die?
Heck, I don't know how to use this button.
Oh, that's true. You are from the olden days before phones, so that must be very difficult for you. What was that howling? Was that like a wolf in the background that we heard there?
I think it was. I don't know. It was a noise, and then I just went blank.
Okay. Well, hey, we're
man.
glad to have you here.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Unfortunately, since this was very last notice, we don't really have any questions prepared for you.
I've got a few.
Oh, well.
I've got a few,
My
actually.
well, why don't we hear them?
Okay, so according to my research here, it says that you were, and I apologize if I mispronounced this, it says you were part of the Shoshone tribe. Is that correct?
It is? Yeah, and you said it correctly.
Oh, right on. Cool. Were there any neighboring tribes that you guys didn't get along with so well?
Like, yeah.
No, we got along, all of us. We were just all together.
So
Everyone was just
there was
hunky-dory.
no kind of like like there weren't any tribes that didn't get along, or like, hey, if we're at the cookout, like if this tribe shows up, just don't mention this, or there was nothing like that, like ever.
Well, I mean, small, but not with the leaders or anything, Just
So there was never any like threats of conflict by any means, or like like West Side Story. Like there was never any like.
What the heck is that?
What is West Side Story? Oh man. Okay.
Sacagawea, are you familiar with West Side Story?
absolutely not.
Oh well, yeah, that's like after her time.
Oh,
yeah, that makes
okay.
sense. Yeah, that would make sense.
Well, you'll have to, after the... Well, you want to put on the third right now? Try not... Well,
yeah, no,
we'll
that's
touch
not
that later.
Okay, yeah, we'll dig that. We'll unpack that a little later. So, okay, so that's cool that like a lot of you guys got along. How did you have a preference of Lewis or Clark? Like if like you had to do a one-on-one, like any kind of one-on-one time with either of them, is there one that you would prefer to be around than the other?
Yeah, definitely Lewis. Clark was a real ass.
Just like
Really?
a real... Really? Did he, like, ever, like, grab your butt unprovoked?
Oh man, well, I'm sure that was a different time. Yeah, that was a
I
different.
see, I would think so.
He tried to get me in the cave, everything.
Oh wow, so
Oh.
Clark was a bit handsy.
Now, was there ever a three-way? I gotta ask.
Whoa!
No.
No! Was there ever a one-way, or a two-way, I should say? With, I guess, Lewis, your preference.
Yes. Me and Lewis, we still talk.
Oh, cool.
I guess that's obviously you do. You were right next to him when he answered the phone there.
So where are they from?
The mainlands?
The
Is what
mainlands.
he called it?
The mainlands, yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, because I guess there wasn't that many different regions back then, since they were still looking for other places.
Yeah, I
to go.
think like all of it was just unpaved.
I guess yeah, they were just from home, I would imagine. Back then.
So did you go on like the whole expedition with them, or did you just like tag along for a little bit and then just bail on them?
Yeah, it was only half, because they showed up, they had already been exploring for, who knows, maybe years, and then got me, and then we just went on.
So you did you ever leave, or did you finish the expedition with them?
Oh, I finished that.
Oh, okay.
So was the majority of that on a boat, or was it a lot of like walking around in the wilderness, or like,
It was 50-50.
you know? So on the boat, like, I don't have much experience on boats myself, but like you think about like if you're out on a boat all day and like the sun's out, like it really like zaps your energy and you're exhausted and it's terrible. So like what my question is basically, would you prefer if it's overcast and there's threats of rain and like you're worried about the waves, or would you prefer like 3 or 4 days in a row of intense summer heat out on a boat?
Well, for me, I'm a little more colored than they were.
Okay.
So the sun didn't bother me as much.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So just for their sake, I'd say, the overcast would be great.
Yeah, okay.
That way
All
we
right.
can keep
Very
it up.
humble of you to
Yeah.
sacrifice your own preference there for the good of the party. Now, if it was just Clark on that ship, would you prefer the heat?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Wow, okay. So you could really do without Clark, like, altogether. It's not even like a frenemies thing. It's more of just like, you would have preferred him not to be in the picture at all, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Did you ever try to kill him?
They're pretty arrogant.
Oh, wow.
You ever try to just like take the knife and just stab it in his back when no one was watching?
Oh, no way.
No?
No?
No way.
You ever try to convince Lewis to do that?
Well, maybe.
Maybe just one time?
Maybe a couple, but
Oh, a couple times. Okay, all right. Well, hey, we're not going to touch too far into that. Even though you are dead, we don't want you getting sent to death jail. So don't admit anything incriminating on this podcast, obviously.
I don't want to pry, but I was kind of hoping we could talk on childbirth back then, if that's not too sensitive of a topic.
no, not too bad.
Right on. Okay. So obviously, like, birth was like a natural birth, but like with pregnancy being like, something that was a chance that you would die. Did that ever cross your mind? Like, how do I put it? Like, was pregnancy something that you ever tried to avoid? Like once you became an adult, if you know what I mean. Like, was contraception like a thing, or was it just like you just kind of left it up to the universe as to what happened in that aspect?
I don't know what is the universe, but yes, we left it up to our God.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Did you have any kids at all with anyone?
No.
No kids. Oh my god.
Okay,
Didn't
so
even.
yeah.
So you banged Lewis like 40 times
like
and
this
didn't even have a
research.
kid?
This research, I'm looking at pictures of you here with babies, so like I don't know.
Were those your babies or was someone else's babies?
They were someone else's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I didn't birth them, but I raised them. As my own.
Oh,
Okay.
look at that.
Yeah. Just
Motherly
helping-
love.
helping out. So did you lose anyone to childbirth, like growing up, or
My mother.
Your mom died after giving birth to you or after giving birth to one of your siblings?
To me, no, to a little boy.
Oh man.
Oh. Did the brother die too or is he
So
still
sorry.
around?
He was still around.
So as a, okay,
I tried.
so as a kid, was it hard for you not to resent him a little bit?
Never. I never resented him. No.
Yeah.
He was a great guy, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it's a fair question.
We were all family.
All a family. Now, would you consider like your whole tribe a family, or just the people that were directly birthed from your same parents?
The whole tribe was family.
Wow.
Yeah.
How big was the tribe? Were we talking like 50 people, 100 people, 20 people?
Maybe 377.
Wow, you have the exact number there. That's very big, though.
Yeah.
I would see that.
People.
Was it hard for you to leave and go on the expedition?
Yes, but it was my time to go.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Had to go out there and
We have a
help
thing,
others.
like in little towns, we have a thing called like small town blues, to where like you never heard of it. Well, basically like just things that occur in small towns. And one of the things that like you go through a lot is that like everyone knows everyone basically, or like if something happens within maybe your immediate family, like it's not long before the entire town finds out. Did you guys have any issues with that? Like, some things that you may want to keep secret, but kind of gets around the tribe fairly quickly, or
Confusing question.
Were there many secrets in your tribe?
were secrets hard to keep? Like, say, like if something happened between you and your dad, would that be something like you'd be, oh, well, you don't want people in the next hut over hear about what's going on, otherwise everybody will know. Was that a thing back then?
I mean, everybody knew everything.
Yeah.
There was no,
Yeah.
No secrets.
No secrets.
per se.
Wow.
Okay, so with that in mind, was it easy to fall out of favor with the tribe? Like, say, everybody finds out, like, you still pee the bed or something like that. Like, was there a lot of shunning going on in the tribe? Like,
Not that I know of.
no, okay.
Wow. No shine. So you could pee the bed. This just in. You could pee the bed back in, when was it, like 1400s?
That sounds about right.
1400s America, and you would not
Be shunned.
be embarrassed in the slightest. In fact, it was encouraged to pee the bed, probably. Was it encouraged, Sacagawea?
It wasn't encouraged.
Oh.
To keep warm. It
Okay,
was,
well, I'm not going back then.
You ever go on a spirit walk?
absolutely.
Yeah.
For the viewers at home and for myself, what the heck is a spirit walk?
Where you get in touch with your inner spirit. Is that what you mean?
Well, right, like, but and obviously I just like in passing and things that I've heard, but like, do you get visited by like someone that's an ancestor of yours, or like is it a spirit animal that you would see, or like?
It's more spirit trees and spirit wind.
No. Did you have a sense of purpose afterwards, like that you knew what you were supposed to do?
Oh yes, that's why I left.
Oh, so the spirit walk gave you, was like a vision or just a feeling that it was time for you to leave and help Mr.
That it was
Lewis?
time to go help. Yes.
Wow, very intriguing.
So is there a specific age that, like, coming of age, like, like in certain cultures, like you may have like a quinceañera or
Sweet
a
16.
mitzvah, or a sweet 16, yeah, or something like that. Like, is there a specific age that, like, it's time to go on a spirit walk, or is it just something that, like, when you know, you know?
For a woman, it's after you bleed. That's your age.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
All right. So,
What was it for men?
Hair.
oh.
Hair like in the private region or just on your head?
Wow.
So you got hair on your head, now it's time to have a spirit walk.
He's not walking yet, but he can give a spirit crawl
The spirit crawl.
for some babies,
Oh, man. Well, anyway, Sacagawea, looks like this episode is going to come to a close here. I do want to thank you for coming on the show. Is there anything you'd like to say to the viewers before we let you go?
No.
Okay. Well,
Well, it's been a pleasure, and thanks for being our first guest. We're going to get a soundboard in here, and we're going to have a big round of applause in post.
yeah, editor, put the big round of applause in there.
Huge.
For Sacagawea.
Standing ovation.
Thank you so
give
much
it
for
up.
coming on.
Yes, thanks so much.
All right. Well, folks.
That was incredible. We got like it was like we were got a peer into the past, man. That was exciting, dude. I wanted to, man. We got to think of more people from the past. Was it hard to get our?
It was
contact info?
extremely difficult to get these people on the line. Again, I mean, I spent pretty much the entire last week trying to get guests for our first 2 episodes, and I was only able to get one. It is not easy to contact the dead, as it turns out. So I thought it was going to be a lot easier than that. I guess I underestimated it. So unfortunately, there will not be a guest in the next episode, unless we can magically scrounge one up in the next hour. But probably not. So that'll do it for episode 1.
I think that was a nice first outing, man. And it's
pretty
good
fantastic.
starting point, and yeah, I'm looking forward to you guys smashing that like button.
Yeah, make sure you smash the like button. Leave a comment of all things I told you to comment. I don't remember them, but make sure you comment. Subscribe if you want to see a bit more of this. I don't know how to really wrap this up. So, RomeBros out!
Peace.
Peace.
You gotta be, peace. No, like world peace. Like prosperity and all that.